Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Creeper World 3? What is this, you might say? Well, this is a really good game. This is a game that originally came out in 2013, though it didn't hit Steam until 2014. If you've never played this game before, you should. The game might not look like much, but this is a strategy game with a lot of depth. And the reason why I'm showing it right now on the channel is because I just discovered that the developer's next game, Particle Fleet Emergence, coming out tomorrow as of this recording. So as of the time you see this, that game is already out. And I'm excited for it, and I think you should be too. I'm interested in it. I want to cover it on the channel, and I've contacted the developer, and he is okay with doing an interview, and hopefully I'll be getting that out sometime in the next 2 weeks. He's pretty busy with the release of his game, and so I've held off. But afterwards, we're going to try to get together and do an interview, and hopefully that'll be interesting for you guys. Now, this game, when I say it should be featured on this channel, it really should. This game has overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam. And for good reason. This game is kind of a blend of a real-time strategy game and a tower defense. But you don't really have an enemy. Not really. You do, but you don't. Instead of, little guys marching on your base and, they got there, they stole the crystal or whatever. No, instead, this game is all about the destruction of humanity by basically this it's basically a fluid, but you can think of it as almost like cellular von Neumann devices or something here. And basically it's this fluid that just overruns everything and just scours all organic and all life from everything. And it acts like a fluid. That means it's going to flow downhill, it's going to fill things, and they can do some really neat things with it. I'm going to go ahead and start up a game here and just show you a little bit of the early gameplay. Now, this is not actually the tutorial mission. This is about halfway through the game. And then I'm going to stop that, and I'm going to jump to one that's kind of 2/3 of the way through the game. And the reason why I'm going to do this is it's going to show two different things that the developer of the game has done to really highlight the fluid mechanics. The missions in this game are so well designed. Almost every mission you do has something going on that makes it different. It's not just, this is an escort mission, and this is a destroy the enemy base mission, and this is a survive for X amount of time. No, the missions in this game are totally varied. I mean, let me just describe the one I'm going to show to you later. How about you're on a planet that has a moon that causes tides in the fluid. And so you're going to have these waves of the fluid just crashing around your base, and you're struggling to stay ahead of them. And somehow you do, and it just mind blown. And it's so cool because this game has a map editor. It has a community map uploading thing that it made into the game so you can download community maps. It has scripting support that then you can embed in those maps. It's amazing. There's maps you can actually play as the fluid and work to overcome yourself from other games. It's just, this game is so cool. And so, let's actually go ahead and show it off. Now, what we're going to be doing in this particular map is we are going to be trying to fight off this fluid, if you will. It's called the Creeper, and it is a fluid. And this game uses particle fluid simulation to drive the main gameplay mechanics. So I'm going to design my main base here. I'm going to put, let's see, one up here, one command center up there, and one command center. I put it anywhere else? No, not really. So the story here is actually pretty interesting, and that's something that has really impressed me about this game, is the story is not throwaway at all in this game. It is really actually impressive. The story is that you wake up in this ship and everybody else is, well, for all intents and purposes, potentially dead at the hands of the Creeper, which has come back and back and back over billions of years. And so, well, okay, you don't know why you've come back, and all you really know is you need to fight the Creeper. And you do. You definitely need to fight the Creeper. So what we're going to do is we're going to build out so I can go to each of these locations. All the way. Okay. So here I've designed a simple base. Now this is about maybe halfway through the game. We've already gotten a decent number of the unlocks that are available in the game. We certainly haven't gotten everything. And the reason why this is significant is because this game shows off some really wacky physics that's going to be in the game, the fluid simulation. In this story mission, for some reason, there's these like subspace time slips or something that are present around this planet. And so these emitters are going to be emitting the creeper, which is a fluid, but it's going to come out in all over the place in random spots. So to speed things up, I'm going to go ahead and build some siphons on these little energy pods. They're going to power our base up and allow us to build some weapons very quickly, because we have some defenses, but the creeper will eat through these walls, and then of course they can actually come through each one of these wall segments. If you look down at the bottom, you'll actually see a little height graph. So here I can see that the land is on a height of 5, whereas our walls here are on a height of 10, but right here there's little slits at 9. Doesn't sound like a lot, but let's go ahead and unpause and see how this immediately goes down. So you see there's creeper coming out from everywhere. Now that's the story event for this mission. It happens in a couple missions, but we're really going to be able to see the fluid simulation coming into play, and the reason why this game is so interesting. Now here we just got another technology, and that is this shield. It takes energy, but it is going to block some of the creeper coming in. Now, we don't have any ore available to us in this mission, so we're not going to be able to use all of the buildings that would normally be available to you, or at least all the weapons. But that's okay. We're still going to be able to show off the gameplay here, and hopefully I don't get my butt kicked too much. Using a bit too much energy at the moment. Let that recover a bit. And resume my building spree. Okay. Okay, so there I have some energy around. I am definitely going to have to build up immediately. I need to put down start immediately building a reactor set as fast as I can, and then we're going to, do we have, the shields are under here? Okay, I'm going to take a few moments here, and then I will start to actually explain what on earth you were watching go on. Okay, that's probably a bit too much building, but hopefully those reactors will come online before I drain my energy. Okay. Whew. That was a whole lot that just happened, and you have no idea what it was. So we have these bases. Ultimately, our job is to protect these, but we're going to build a network of buildings. So this connects these buildings up to our main core, and you see these energy packets going out to our buildings. Now, do I have enough to build another reactor? I think I have to. Okay, so my first job is to get my economy up. That's what these blocks right here are buying me. If they won't buy it for long, in fact, the creeper is almost in. I need to get these shields up as fast as I can. Now, the shields won't kill the creeper, but they will block it from coming in. They should be basically done. What's my energy drain look like? We're almost maxed out. Once that reactor comes online, we'll have a net gain here. So let's, all right, let's start building some more reactors because we need those. In this game in particular, it is absolutely fatal if you overbuild, because you're not going to be able to keep your shields up, and then the creeper comes rushing in. Okay, so now that we've got our initial defenses under or in play, they're going to be able to keep the creeper out for a while. But look at that down in the bottom right hand. You'll notice that the creeper increases in depth as we get closer to these emitters. This is all the way at the max. And then as you come out, you can see that that's lower and lower until it's right around our gate. So eventually that creeper is going to be able to come in. So ultimately, it's my job to make sure that it doesn't come in. Now, there's a couple different ways I can do this. I could use planes, I can use cannons, etc., etc., etc. So what's the smart way to do it? Well, the smart way is probably to immediately start building some mortars to take out the deepest parts of the creeper. Mortars have, well, better range than cannons do, and they're going to do a decent job of... Oop, can't build anymore. You have to be really careful on this map. That will kill you faster than anything on this map. Okay, so now I'm starting to build some defensive weapons. And these weapons act almost like a tower defense game, because really this game borrows a lot from tower defense games. Now, I'm doing a horrible job explaining this, but basically all this purple stuff is the enemy. I have to build towers to defend, and eventually, unlike the tower defense game, I have to push out to some objective and destroy it or capture it, something like that. In this case, right here is our objective. This key is actually our objective. And I don't remember the story reasons for why that is, but I think that's what's allowing. If we collect all of these on the surrounding planets, we can go to another planet that has a warp inhibitor that is preventing us from leaving and proceeding on in the galaxy. Now, I am not gaining energy right now. So let's try to sneak in another reactor. See if we can do that. If it starts going too low, I'll turn off some of my mortars to make sure I have enough energy. But really what I'm trying to do by using these mortars is just preventing the creeper from getting high enough. Ooh, it's already up to 7 there? So that's a problem. That's a real problem. I could make a pit right next to it, but... You know, that's not a bad idea. Okay, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to... Oop, nope. Stop resupply. Eat. Shield's going offline. Shield's going offline. Destroy it. I can't... There's creeper right there. I've got to get that shield back online. That's going to push that creeper back on out. Whew! That was close. Okay, I need more reactors before I do any more. Okay, we have a net positive energy gain, so let me go ahead and do this. This mission is tricky. I remember, I believe I lost this mission a couple times, and that's one reason why I jumped to this mission. I'm going to do this one. It won't take too long to do. And then I'll show you one of the later missions, which just shows the fluid mechanics. It's a planet that has a moon orbiting it, and it causes these tides of the fluid to build up and wash over your base, and it's so hard, and it just requires a completely different level of thinking than you're used to dealing with in these games. You have this mobile enemy that's just sweeping around, and you're trying to stay ahead of it, and you're always behind it, and it's fantastic. And that really is one of the most impressive things about this game, is just the level design. What height is that at? Still at 7, okay. The level design is fantastic. The designer of this game is so good at crafting levels. I really have to give him props. He does such a fantastic job of crafting good, engaging levels that offer differing gameplay. It's not the same gameplay every time you play. Or every mission is different. My shields are on the verge of going down. My shields are down. I don't have enough energy to keep that creeper out. Okay, now I've built a couple cannons here in case any creeper comes in. Let me just back them up a little bit. Really, I'm hoping that my mortars keep it at bay. I still need more energy though, and that's part of the strategy of this mission is making sure you have enough energy. Up here we have kind of a net and we have a little bit of a bank. Oh, I am being so incredibly stupid. I have this thing called a forge. Yeah, it would have been helpful if I had built that. That would allow me to access the tech tree. Okay, so what has occurred to me here is that we're getting really close. The fluid is at level 9. If this wave hits, it's coming in. So I need to get another mortar up here if I can, but my energy is fluctuating. I don't have enough energy to do all this. If I can finish this forge, that's good, but this wave is coming in. This cannon is going to have to start shooting soon, because that is wave 10 right there, or wave 9, going into wave 10, so it'll be enough to come through these little slits here. Everywhere else, we're starting to get up there over here. It's going to start to come in. Oop. Yep, it's coming in. It's actually damaging us, which is going to take our energy. Okay, we don't actually have enough energy. How do we want to handle this? I can move this cannon temporarily. That's probably the best thing. I really need to get this forge online. Really need to get that forge. So let me move this over here. If this runs out of energy, no, it has its own hit point bar. Okay. Okay, that's going to hold it off, but it's going to take all of our energy. Now, I do not have enough energy. I think I may have lost this. Because we're building those. Oh no. Horrible timing, horrible timing. Can we survive this? Yes, we can. Not great, but we're going to be able to survive. We might have to bring shields back to here, but can I get those online fast enough? Stop resupplying. Yes. I can turn off resupply here, and that will enable me to survive this probably. Okay, let's get our energy back up, bring these shields back up online. I have to keep this shield up. Collector lost. Okay, we've got fluid coming in there. Okay, so let's build a cannon where it's safe. My current draw is enough. I should be able to build a cannon. Let's build it where it's safe. And now I'm starting to get some tech. So, energy storage, our AC storage, packet speed, energy efficiency. That's probably the best thing to get at this point. It's going to drop our energy use. So I can start trying to recover from this energy deficit I've gotten myself into. Fantastic. Okay, so now we have another cannon that's going to be coming online. Yep. Shoot. Okay, you see the problem up here? I've got some coming in here. I'm gonna have to bring this in up here. I cannot risk losing this, otherwise I'd lose this whole area. So let's airdrop our guy in. He will have enough ammo that he should be able to fight this, but I'm gonna have to get another reactor online, and simultaneously probably another cannon. I'd love to be able to use these sprayers. These sprayers are fantastic. Can he get there? If this fluid touches this is gone. We stop getting power up here. These things deactivate, like, immediately. So, can he get there? Can he get there? Can he get there? Can he get there? Yes, I think he will. This will probably die, but I can rebuild that. Not a problem. Oh, okay, he's just in time. Now we have fluid coming in over here. That's the problem. Fortunately, we have another cannon ready to go. Let's bring him up here within resupply range. And now we need to start getting another cannon down here. Now, I just got this reactor up and running. Whew. This mission does not give you all that much time. What are we at over here? We're playing good up here. Start getting another reactor. We're now up to the point where we can build a reactor and something else. Our cannons can survive a little while, so I can drop him in. We can go ahead and rebuild that collector. And now he'll keep this from flowing in over here. Now, what are we at over here? We're at 8. Not high enough that we have to start worrying about. That wave is over here. It's going to come, but it's not here yet. We're going to have to deal with some stuff. Okay, so it's starting to flow in there. He's dealing with containment over here. Okay, perfect. So I'm just going to take a moment to pause here and explain what we're doing. I built out my energy network. You saw that. I've got shields to hold the creeper at bay from being able to just flow right in. Now I'm building up weapons that will be able to kill off the creeper as it comes in. Our ultimate goal is to go up here and kill off this. And that way we can capture this shield token. Then we're done with the map and we move on. Now, some maps will have lots of these. You'll notice it mentions an amount and an interval. Sometimes there will be dozens of these nodes, but here there's only one. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to get safe, for one, and then we're slowly going to have to push out and work our way up through all of this creeper to be able to take this out. Now, what I've done is these over here are little research nodes, and as long as they stay active and this forge is active, you'll see little packets of information going over here. As I get those packets, then I can invest them in technologies and get better at various things. Move speed, fire rate, fire range, efficiency, build speed, all sorts of good stuff. Packet speed is pretty good to get. I think my next one, though, is going to be energy storage, which is going to double the amount of energy I can have on hand. That's going to be really good as a buffer from my overbuilding habits. Okay, mortars are better than the cannons in this situation because they can fire over the walls. So if I go over here and I build another mortar over here, that would be a good thing, I would think. You don't have to worry about your cannons being able to shoot through guys. Of course they can do that, so. Okay, we've got some coming in up here. My energy situation is currently stable, so I should be able to afford placing in a cannon up there. Now, ideally, I also have a mortar firing on this really deep stuff. Because when a mortar hits, it destroys a big chunk, especially if it's deep. And we're going to be using these mortars. Yeah, you can see it destroys several layers and has to... Whoop! Nope, you can't have them hit while they're being built. So let's just build another one somewhere that we know is safe, and then we'll airdrop it in. Okay, we have enough energy on hand. I should really be building reactors. If I have spare energy, build reactors. Still have spare energy, so more reactors. Probably can't do more than that, though. Not at this point. Okay, I think we've kind of solved the energy crisis. That tech advantage came at just the right time. And now I need to be able to get stable against the creeper. I think we probably want another mortar down here, because that's going to be able to come over pretty soon. I need some more stuff down here as well, because that's just too deep. And I can't risk losing this. This is where my tech is coming from. Speaking of which, we'll have some more tech coming in shortly. Is there a tech rate? I don't remember. Nope, there's not. It's okay. Okay, so now we're stable up here. Doing good. Stable. Just need to kind of work and make sure that we keep that off. That's low enough. Okay, so fantastic. Now, I haven't mentioned all the weapons that are available in this game. So we have cannons, which, of course, you've seen. They can't shoot over things, though, so they're, of course, limited. Mortars can. Strafers are fighters, and I believe we can use those. We can't use bombers in this mission because we don't have what's called AC, which is anti-creeper. We would be getting that from ore if it was available on the map, but we don't have it. Well, we had plenty of extra energy. We haven't even drained our siphons yet. Okay, well, let's go ahead and build a few strafers so we can see what they do. Oh, we can turn on resupplying our research again. There we go. Tons of packets out. Fantastic. Okay, so, yeah, there you go. Now there's just packets of information going into our forge. And that's going to allow us to unlock a whole lot of things. Okay. Again, let's start working on some reactors. Once those get powered up, we'll be able to afford that easily. And just for good measure, let's also go ahead and get packet speed. You notice these packets move much faster. It's really going to be helpful for us. Okay, so now we need to start thinking about, okay, are we fully stable everywhere? And, probably not. Probably should have another mortar up here, although my energy is getting a little bit low, so I'm going to hold off on that until that reactor is done. And they're draining a fair amount of energy. Let's just go ahead and build a couple reactors before we push out anymore. We're not fully stable yet. Well, I know what that means my next one is going to be. My next one is going to be on another tick of energy efficiency, which should make us positive, I hope. If not, I can always turn off the resupply of these. We saw that we got... But in fact, let me just do that. Let me just stop resupply on maybe one of them, just so we get net positive while we're building these reactors up. Okay, that reactor is almost done. So, let's go ahead and start the next reactor. Still gaining. I have a bit of a buffer there. Go ahead and start the next. Now you can see we've actually started to kind of push the creeper back a little bit, especially down in here. It's not very deep up here. We've kind of gotten a little bit more stable. Over here is still a bit of a problem, and over here. So I kind of want to think about maybe solidifying our hold over here. And other than that, we're pretty good to go. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what Particle Fleet Emergence is, since that is the next game that is coming out tomorrow, and the whole reason I'm really kind of doing this game now. So that game is in the Creeper world, which actually has a detailed story. You can actually go out to Wikipedia. Yes, these games have Wikipedia pages, and this story is listed for the games, even the ones that are not available on Steam. You can go and see what it is. I don't want to spoil the story of this game because, like I said, the story is actually pretty good. Like, really, it's good. You should consider going and just getting the game and playing it through the story campaign. Yeah, there's all that other content with the user-created maps and all that, and yeah, those maps are great, but honestly speaking, the story maps, the ones the game maker made, really good. Just go ahead and make sure you stick with it long enough to get past the first few maps, which are really quick. They're maybe 10 minutes long. And so you're going to want to go ahead and go through the tutorial where you're still unlocked, and all you have is the cannon, for instance. Stick with it. It gets really good. So the story at the end of this game, I don't want to spoil too much, but let's just say the situation with the Creeper is resolved one way or the other. And the reason why I can't say for sure which way it is because, well, you have a choice to make. And that completely changes the story. Let's just leave it at that. Go ahead and get another packet speed, another energy storage, energy efficiency, another fire rate. Fantastic. And so there's really no point in me telling you exactly what the story is, but at the end of it, the Creeper is resolved one way or the other, and you win. Whether or not winning means what you think it means. So that isn't around anymore. So there needs to be a new story mechanic. And the story mechanic in Particle Fleet is interesting. You should go and watch some videos on it. But it is inherently different. It is in the same universe as the Creeper worlds, but it is not actually Creeper world. So But what it does feature is it features mobile ships that you can move around, and there's a ship designer in the game, and you can design these ships to however you really want, but they are partially destructible, and they're going to be having all these weapons mounted on them, and you're going to be moving them, and you play against an AI, but the AI is it's kind of almost like a mob AI, wherein the creatures have their own intelligence, but they act also as a big group. So it's weird. Check out the videos, see if it's something that you might be interested in. Look at the early reviews. I'm not going to be able to get a video out on it because, unfortunately, today is my recording day for gameplay, and of course it comes out tomorrow. So, well, okay. Back to Creeper World here. So I was going to build some planes. I think I should still do that. Let's go ahead and build in 3, because they're pretty good because you can direct them to attack somewhere, and they'll do strafing runs against that area. And you can see me, I'm pointing up here because that's where we're trying to go, and they're going to help us to push the creeper back in this area. So let's go ahead and up our build speed just to help us out here. Build faster. Be more energy efficient. Okay, so now we have some planes. So let's tell them to kind of attack like this, and attack like this, and like this. Okay? Now I can give them new orders at any time, but as soon as they get enough energy, they're going to go off and they're going to do that. With that said, now would be an excellent time to build a relay here inside our gate, so I can start building cannons outside. Now I don't have to, actually, you know what? Let's build the cannons inside, and then we'll fly them outside. Smart move. So see, now you can see they go in and they go on a strafing run, and they attack the creeper. And they're going to do that as long as they have energy, and eventually, when they run out of energy, they'll come back and resupply. Now you can see the pads are already resupplying. So, ideally, if you have enough energy, when these guys are done, they come back, they immediately head out again and begin repeating. Okay, so I would declare us stable at this point. We're stable on energy, we've pushed the creeper back. There's a few areas where it's relatively high. There you can see it's just getting into that 7 range. Our lowest points of the wall are 9s, so we don't have to worry too much about the creeper pushing in, except possibly over here. That's a 10 over there. You know, let's go ahead and build a few mortars. Build 3 mortars, and then we'll fly them into advantageous positions. Now, our guns are ready to go, so let's move them on up. You can move them as a group, but this way I ensure they stay safe. And then from there, we're going to start advancing them, especially with the planes kind of clearing out the creeper in this direction. And I could use more planes if I wanted to, but... Alright, these are now ready to go, so let's grab them as a group. And let's move them... That looks good. They might take some initial damage. I might even lose a few, but they'll be alright. Okay, what other weapons do we have available to us? Well, these beams are good for sniping off particles that some of the emitters can do. We don't have one in this map, but some of these emitters will launch these spores, and they will fly into your base, they will land, and they will spawn a creeper in the middle of your base and destroy all of your buildings. It's very bad. You can think of this as the anti-air. It's very good for that. Snipers, I'm not going to talk about those really all that much. There is an enemy that they're effective against, but they're not effective against the creeper in general. Nullifiers are what we're actually going to use to destroy this. If we can build a nullifier near that, power it up, it will spin up, and it will destroy this node, which will prevent the creeper from spawning anymore. Now we've got a very nice beachhead here, so let's build another relay. And then let's build some more cannons. More cannons. Can't have enough of them. And while that's building, let's go ahead and we'll start working on a second bank of reactors, really. It's going to cost us a little bit, but we have plenty of tech at this point. So let's get some fire range, and fire rate would be nice too. Go ahead and bump up our energy storage one more time. Want to make sure I have plenty of buffer. Our cannons are ready to go, so let's set up our cannons and set them up around that. And advance on in. And see where this is going. So, your towers can move, your enemy is mobile, so it's not really a tower defense game, but it kind of is. I definitely have a defensive location. It's very asymmetric. We don't have symmetrical... Oh, we lost our relay. That's bad, that's bad, that's bad. Don't know how we lost it, considering we have cannons right there, but those cannons are going to run out of energy. And good thing I invested in some packet speed, so they'll get reloaded very quickly. And you saw how fast the creeper came back in, and when those dropped. So, yes. Now these guns pretty much have nothing to do, so now I can leapfrog these guys. Alright, let's get a high-level view here. Okay, now there's also bombers, which would be nice to be able to use, but again, those take ore that I don't have. So let's go ahead and move our fighters up a little bit. Have them start strafing the whole way. And all the way to that node. And do maximum damage, if you will. And, can we get another fire rate? Sure can. It's going to drain more energy, but at the same time, it's going to be very effective at clearing out the creeper. Now, if I look at my energy rate, I really don't have much net positives. I'm about +3, maybe. Looks like my energy use is roughly about 28, and I have 31 coming in. So I do actually need some more reactors. So let's get a little bit greedy on that front. I have a full bank of energy, build 4 reactors. Bump up our build speed. Build speed, because I don't want to wait for this stuff. And now they're ready to go. Lost the relay again. How am I losing that relay? I didn't see it. Well, let's just make sure. We'll build in some cannons up here too. They might have snuck in behind. Oh, that's right. The subspace slips in this map. Yes. Okay, so you remember me mentioning at the beginning, and of course you've been seeing it all along, that this emitter is, for some reason, emitting creeper through the subspace. So you'll see these little blips of it appearing. Yeah, there was one, and so what was happening is this is somewhere there was a subspace slip right in here, and it can spawn creeper right there. So we need to defend against that, and we need to pay attention to where those are. There's another one there. So I have to design a way to get my relays up there so that they don't get picked off. In fact, why don't we actually build in a second path for the relays? Just in case one gets knocked off, we'll have a second in backup. And then I'll fill in with some collectors. What collectors do is they kind of gather energy from the surrounding area. If 2 collectors are covering the same area, you don't get double coverage, and it's just a way of getting some alternate economy in the early game before you can build reactors. And you saw me build this out, and anywhere that's green is getting that collection bonus. I could have been OCD and gotten that all around, but there was no need to. Take this cannon and walk him forwards a little bit, along with this cannon. I'm kind of building a shell, a tunnel, if you will, up to my opponent. Oh, there was some of that subspace slip, you noticed, but now I have cannons guarding the way, so that was safe. I think it's safe to move him up. Can spawn right here. That is unfortunate. So what we might do is deep drop some cannons. Build some more. I can get a few more reactors so we can afford all this. Your resources in this game are infinite, so we don't have to worry about... we could fill up this entire area with reactors, and it would be totally fine. We could totally do that. In fact, if we run out of room, we can, wall off a certain area with cannons and then build reactors behind it. There's no problem with that, other than the subspace slips. So, alright, our cannons are ready to go. Let's go up and establish a beachhead in enemy territory. And let's get ready to build a relay. I'm going to build a couple here. Probably going to get destroyed, but that's okay. As long as some of them survive. I'll remove speed a little bit. And boom, 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 boom. They will take damage if the creeper touches them, but they immediately start firing and start pushing into that creeper. Now we've established a little beachhead here. Another reactor there in the middle. And we lost one relay right there. Not really a problem. Still building that tunnel up. walk these turrets probably forward a little bit. And he's out of resupply range there, so I don't want to bring him out of resupply range because then he can't get more ammo. So let's just build more cannons. So you can see that the real strategy in this game was surviving long enough to get to this point. It's less about the strategy once you get to this point. Now that is this map. Some of the other maps, that's definitely not true. There are some maps that how you assault the enemy position is highly strategic. Lost another relay. Another relay. Okay, lost. They're about to run out of ammo. So let's use collectors instead of relays. Reason being is they form a much more dense network, and hopefully that network can be made to survive. Collector lost, yeah, expected. Okay. So hopefully what I'm hoping is these cannons can knock out the creeper. We'll lose some collectors, but whichever ones remain, hopefully I can build a mesh network out of those. And let's get another relay right there. That's just an annoyance we're going to have to deal with here. All right, let's take these cannons and send them in once again. Build a relay right there. I'm kind of having to build around this because there's a couple subspace slips here that are really, really annoying. We're gonna go into enemy territory. Really, I should probably build around those subspace slips, but, you know. If I was that intelligent, I probably would have already finished the mission by now. And at the end of the mission, you'll see the leaderboards, and you'll find out that somebody did it in a fraction of the time I did, but just the way these things work. But once again, my relays are just taking a pounding here. My energy network is just not operating well enough to get all this there. It needs to get there. How about this? If I had the anti-creeper, that would be fantastic. Okay. We're almost there. How close do we have to get? Well, if you open up the nullifier, you can see I need to get about here. I'm just not quite there yet. Take our planes, and we'll start strafing them this way. Working on that creeper. Throwing what they can. Okay. Now, let's... guess we use more cannons? I mean, the cannons are really good at this sort of stuff. I can steal these cannons. I don't need them anymore. I need to get my relays up. Just lost my relays, but fortunately I've upgraded my build speed, so this shouldn't be that dangerous. Those packets just get there almost instantly. And start refilling the ammunition. Once again, build out a bunch of relays. Awesome. Build. Keep losing that relay. Build another one there. That guy can get some more ammunition. Live. Like another relay. Let's just build relays everywhere. Now, I could also build guppies. Now, that's an interesting idea. And guppies are kind of like, almost like a shipping container for energy. They can move from one place to another place if you can't get relays there. I might actually have to do that, but I think I'm actually close enough that as long as I can build it... yeah, that's too much creeper left up there. But they'll work on that. This will rapidly deplete, I believe. I think I have enough cannons up here that we're going to work through all of this creeper. And you'll see that the dome kind of pushes out. Well, I could build a shield. I can build a shield. Can I move shields? Oh no. Can I move them? I could use shields to protect against the creeper. I need to pay attention to my energy usage. Build some more reactors. Take another tech in energy efficiency. Some more reactors. We're net positive at the moment. we doing on our relays? I don't want the shield. Yeah, I don't want the shield gens online. Yeah, I probably should have thought to use the shields a whole lot earlier in this. I can creep with shields a lot better than I can. Can I drop shields? Can I move them? Oh, I can! Excellent. Okay, so let's build a shield within a shield, and then we'll send that shield up there where we can't seem to build one. You are running out of ammunition. Have another relay. It's going to survive long enough to give him some ammunition, eventually. There we go, another shield online. Get it some power. We're going to send it up here and immediately build a relay behind it. Keep all this in power. And another relay right there, because that will be under shield coverage. Okay. We're getting there. Build another shield. Actually, build 2 shields. Plus more reactors. And we'll run out of room before too long. Although I guess I could build reactors right here. Yeah. Okay, now I should be able to take this shield and reposition a cannon. Give this shield a place to go. And I can build a relay underneath that shield. As long as this guy stays alive, we'll be fine. Didn't. More packets up there. Fantastic. Okay, yeah, I totally should have thought of these shields a long, long time ago, but I didn't. So, forgive me. It's been a while since I played this. Okay, so let's get one last shield gen up here, and another relay beside it once it actually lands, because I don't think I'll be able to keep these relays alive otherwise. Oop. Boom. Put that relay. My energy is fine. Now we're ready to build our nullifier. Put that up. Hopefully that will finish. Move this cannon closer to the action. This cannon a little bit. Reposition a little bit so that we can kind of really push back against that generator right there, because it's generating every half second. Creeper. And this nullifier is now spinning up. You'll see a red beam lance out. And boom. Emitter destroyed. Now, no more creepers being generated on the map, but we can still build things. So, for instance, you know, you take advantage of this to supercharge a turret. Okay, that'll supercharge that turret, clear the way for us to build our relay, to connect up the shield generator, or the shield key to our network, and it will take off, and victory is ours. Now, I didn't do particularly well, but that gives you an idea of, well, kind of what a mid-campaign match would be like. I have skipped all of the story elements so you don't get spoiled for that. You can see it took me 34 minutes, my best time is 26 minutes, and here are people who have beaten it in under a minute. I have no idea how they did that. Just saying. I mean, maybe they landed their core right next to it, built a shield, and then a nullifier. I have no idea how you do that. It's beyond me. It took us half an hour to do it. I guess we'll make a second video on this with the other map I was mentioning, and then hopefully after that we'll be transitioning to Particle Fleet Emergence. I'm very excited about that game, and I'm very excited to be talking to Virgil from Knucklecracker Games, the makers of Creeper World and the upcoming Particle Fleet. Hope you'll stick around for that. Thank you very much for watching through my painful journey through that map. Hopefully we'll have it a little bit easier on the next map. We'll see. See you next time, folks.